So, you know how I made a video about Moomin? Well, I was talking about the 90s series specifically, and I had no clue there was an anime or series or whatever back in 1969, and I didn't even know it existed until I saw a video about Moomin Mama will always know that Moomin is her son. And the first clip was actually from that series. And let's talk about this. This is a messed up series compared to the one from the 90s. Now, I want to make one thing clear. I didn't really do a ton of research before actually making this video, so I'm going off of the few episodes that are actually online, including a few clips and one that's around 3 minutes long about out of context, and that is something, I will say that for sure. Now, right off the bat, the most obvious difference you can actually tell is that the 69 series had the characters in gray, whereas the 90 series had them in white. The white's definitely a big improvement, but the gray one actually does seem pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of the very first Astro Boy anime I actually grew up with. No, I'm not even kidding with you. That was in black and white, and I actually liked it. Anyway, back to Moomin. Now, I'm mainly going to focus on some of the characters here, including the ones that aren't even in the 90s series, like this Captain character, who's kind of a dick somewhat, but I don't know, he's got a neat design, and I kind of like him, but only when he's not being an asshole. Snork Maiden here also has a really different design. Compared to the 60s series, Snork Maiden's design in the 90s series is actually her in white with a different hairstyle. But her in this series is green with a bow and pink hair. The 90s series definitely does look better in my opinion, but I don't know, it's still kind of neat though to see her like this. Snufkin here also has a different design, and from what I could gather, he's kind of a dick in this series compared to the one in the 90s version where I said it's kind of like Anne from Team Plasma in terms of the voice. I don't know, I'm just guessing here. The same thing could apply to Sniff, who looks exactly the same except it's just an earlier style, but from what I could gather, he seems a bit more agitated and grumpy rather than the one from the 90s series. Little Mai's only difference as far as I can tell is that she has a yellow dress instead of red, and that's about it. Now, as for Moomin and Moomin Papa, they're almost entirely different characters. Moomin Mama seems to be the exact same sweet and loving person that we know from the 90s series. That's all I'm gonna say for that. Moomin here is also kind of the same, except for some reason he's a bit more agitated. Oh yeah, I should mention, I know nothing about Japanese. Like, the language. So, other than konnichiwa, that's probably about it. So, I'm not going to understand what they're saying most of the time. Now, Moomin Papa is definitely different compared to the very sweet and loving version of him in the 90s series, because, oh boy, this version cranks it up to 11. There was an episode where he robbed a whole train station just for the sake of him being jealous, and at one point, I don't know which episode this is, so I'm probably not going to find that out. At one point, he spanks Moomin. What the fuck? Abuse. No matter how bad this kid may get, abuse is never in the slightest a good thing. Anyway. Other than those two instances, he seems kind of the same, sort of. I don't even know. Oh yeah, there's a whole episode about guns. That's all I'm gonna say. Apparently Moomin steals a gun from Moomin Papa, then just shoots a bunch of balloons with it, which, yeah, you know what? I think that's all I'll say for that episode in particular. Now, you might be thinking this is a negative review, but no, not at all. I actually like the series for what it is, but it's just that for some of the characters here who are supposed to be, you know, the good guys, they're kind of acting like assholes somewhat. I've only seen a few episodes, and from what I've heard also, this particular version of the series is kind of lost media, so that's something, I guess. We may never know what those other episodes are. I'm just guessing here. And you know what? I think I'll end the video here. You all can take a better look at this online if you want to. There are episodes on YouTube, but just know it's in Japanese. There's no English dub or anything like such. I don't really plan on watching this one that much compared to the 90s series, so yeah. Anyway, I think that'll be about it for now. I'll see y'all later with videos next time, and that'll be all for now.